Hello, thanks for joining us on this week's episode of the program. Sport Pizza, of course, is the biggest, the boldest, and where you get the absolute best in the ever exciting world of sport. My name is Brownson Uwana, your host, and lots of things making the rounds in the world of sport. Akwa United, of course, have lifted their first Nigerian Professional Football League title in a grand style after putting up a fine performance. 5-2 it ended in Uyo, the Godswill Akpabio Stadium, in front of their fans. And Olympic is absolutely buzzing. Lots of record breakers and record wreckers. We'll be giving you all of that. And also transfer window is absolutely buzzing. Harry Kane in the news. Will he move out of Tottenham Hotspurs this window? Time will tell. Let's take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll let you in on what we have for you today on the program. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now let's stick with Nigeria Professional Football League. It was a day of celebration for Akwa United as they put up a very good performance to lift their first ever Nigerian Professional Football League title. And you have to give it to the Uyo boys as they put everything in place to make sure that happens. Now before we look at the tables, let's run through the last result. Akwa United were 5-2 better than MFM. MFM, by the way, have been very porous away from home this season, and of course, they just couldn't hold the firepower of Akwa United. And Plateau United must say, we want to say the other team in Akwa Ibom State, Akwa Starlets, were beaten at Plateau State as a loss by 2-0. Now, Katsina United have had a very good run of form this season, but of course, it wasn't good enough as, of course, even though they won at home, but of course, it's not enough to put them for the title contention. Now, Warri Wolves also put up a very good performance. I must say, it was a very good game to behold on the day. And for Akwa United, you have to give it to Mfon Udo, for me, who I think stand a very good chance of winning the player of the season after scoring in that game, and of course put up a very good performance. And of course the hat-trick hero of the night, who scored 3 good goals in front of their whole fans, has to be Ashimene, who got a very good hat-trick in that one to put them in good position for the league. As it stands right now, Akwa United haven't played 37 games, has 71 points. Now, what that means is that it doesn't matter what Nasarawa United, Enyimba International, Kano Pillars, or even Rivers United play in the last game in match day 37, they cannot meet up with talking about Akwa United. But it's very interesting to see the relegation waters. As it stands, Adamawa United confirmed has been relegated to the second division, but there's still a fight. Now, the fight definitely starts from the 16th team of the NPFL. Is not safe right now for the likes of Sunshine Stars, Warri Wolves, Jigawa Golden Stars, as well as Ifeanyi. But it looks like Ifeanyi may not survive this one because it's just too close to call, 36 points, while the 18th team, Jigawa, is on 40 points. So it looks like it might be done and dusted for Ifeanyi, this one. But the last team to join the NPFL in relegation in the National League next season, it's not yet confirmed because Sunshine Stars, Warri Wolves, Jigawa Golden Stars all stand a chance of being relegated. Now, what does this mean? The last game on match day 38 would be a very crunchy tie for all teams. And of course, I think the home teams, this is one of the games that those teams at home will want to wish that we're playing at home at this point, because of course we understand the home advantage in Nigerian football. But that's it for Nigerian Professional Football League. You must say congratulations to Akwa United, and of course to the government of the state for their sponsorship of the team, and of course for helping them to put up a very good performance in the Nigerian Professional Football League 2021 and 2022 season, or is it 2020 and 2021 season? Let's see how well they do in the CAF Champions League next season. Now, let's move away to the Olympic, where it is absolutely buzzing. Now, Olympics, Nigeria still in search for its first gold medal. Maybe we shouldn't say gold medal. Let's say Nigeria is still in search for first medal in the Olympics. I mean, it's sad to see that at this point, with all the arrays of stars Nigeria possesses, with over 200 million citizens. Yet Nigeria cannot produce athletes that would contest with their foreign counterparts for medals in the Olympics. It's sad. Now, don't forget, last week on the show, we said that 10 players were disqualified from Olympics by Athletic Integrity Unit for failing a routine blood test. Now, it wasn't totally the fault of this athlete because despite significant improvements in the domestic testing program in countries categorized as being the highest doping risk nation, Nigeria is part of this country, and other countries in this list include the likes of Belarus, Bahrain, Ethiopia, Kenya, Morocco, Nigeria, Ukraine, and in total, about 20 athletes were disqualified. But it's shocking to see that out of these 20 athletes disqualified, Nigeria had half of that number. Now, what's the reason? Like we explained, now there was supposed to be a routine test for these players. They call it out of season test. When these players are chilling, eating rice, relaxing with their family, when they're not training, Olympic Committee of Nigeria is supposed to go there, pick their blood sample and their urine sample and conduct tests. It's supposed to happen 3 times before the Olympic, but this test was not conducted, and the integrity units for athletes said that it is unacceptable, and of course 10 Nigerian athletes were barred out of 23. So as it stands now, we had just 13 to compete, but a couple of players have gone to different major finals. But can they get anything out of it is a big question to ask, and let's see how well that goes. But really, it does not tell good for our sports and for the management, and it's shocking to see that nearly 2 weeks after this disqualification, heads have not rolled in the LOC, in the Olympic Committee. It's shocking because at this point, sport ministers still haven't said anything. The athletes, they're taking their destiny into their hands. Sometime last week, they went to the streets in Tokyo and were protesting. I mean, sad. I could understand athletes after putting up lots of efforts, to compete in the Olympic, but by the negligence of the so-called administrators, these athletes could not, compete in this tournament. Even though it's unfair, but then you can't totally blame the athletic integrity for taking that decision, because it's a rule. Nigeria is in the red zone as far as doping is concerned. So those 3 tests is the mandatory test for athletes, and of course that didn't happen, and we are still shocked that heads have not rolled. But time will tell. Maybe the sport minister wants the whole Olympics to die down before something happens, but let's see what they will do. Now, the big question in the minds of Nigerians is, what is the state of Nigerian sports using Olympic as a benchmark? Now, if Olympic must be used as a benchmark to look at Nigerian sport right now, we must say that our sport is dwindling, is going down, looks like there's no glimpse of hope. Now, apart from football sometimes that gives us a little thing to smile about, Olympic is the grandest, is the biggest stage of sporting activities in the world. And if our athletes cannot shine in this kind of tournament, you wonder which other platform we need. And the mistake Nigeria has always made as far as the Olympic is concerned is beginning preparation 6 months to Olympics. Now, when Tokyo was named the host of this Olympic, they started preparation from that very day. Now, US of A, look at the table, US of A, South Korea and Japan, who are doing well on the table, Sweden and the likes. They start preparation from the next Olympic after this one. But all of this is not what we have in Nigeria. It's really sad. We don't know what the future holds for our sport, but only time will tell. Let's wait and see after the Olympics if this sport minister, whom we perceive to have genuine interest, not just in football, but other sport, can really make things happen. Now, let's look at some record breakers in the Olympics this season. It's good to see that Australia's Emma McKeon became the first female swimmer to win 7 medals at a single Olympics, with 2 more gold last Sunday. 7 medals, 1 athlete in the Olympics. Most people will say that probably some of our brothers in the riverine areas, should have been, looked into in terms of swimming. Maybe some of them would have been able to compete. But 1 athlete have got 7 medals. in a single Olympics, making or breaking a record. That's a new benchmark for her. Now, she outsprinted the field to win the 50-meter freestyle before helping Australia win the women's 4x100 medley relay in the final day of swimming competition in Tokyo. A very, very big congratulations to Australia's Emma McKeon. Now let's move on and still in the Olympics and talk about four-time Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles has reacted to the widespread support she has received after withdrawing from last Thursday's all-round final. Now, Simone Biles has been in the news for lots of good reasons. Now, one of them being the fact that she withdrew, I think the first week of the Olympics for a major final because she says she has she needs to take care of her mental health. Now, when that decision was made, she was widely criticized. Now, most people came out to say that she withdrew from the tournament because she was afraid of losing. There were lots of talks. But, just when that happened, lots of athletes also came out to say that mental health issues are real. Anxiety is real, depression is real. Now, she may not be going through depression, but when we talk of mental health, there are different aspects of mental health. Now, she thought at that point, you can also remember Naomi Osaka, who avoided media because she said she needs to protect her mental health. But I think sometimes some people don't take these things seriously. Now, last week also, she withdrew from major finals. Don't forget that in the last Olympic game, Biles was one of the most decorated athletes in that tournament. Even when she got back home in her homeland, a street or so was named in her honor. So for an athlete like that to be withdrawing in a major tournament, citing mental health, I think people should respect that. But of course, she has gained lots of encomium from people who have said that she has done very well. She has set a very good example for putting her mental health first instead of mounting pressure on herself. The 24-year-old said the support has showed her she was more than any accomplishment than even the gymnastics she has achieved. I think is a very good one, and I think athletes generally should pay more attention to their mental health. Let's take a very quick break. When we come back, more stories to come. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, joining me on this second half of the show is Mbanefo KK, who is making his debut on the program today. Mbanefo, good to have you.
Thank you, Brownson. It's good to be here. It's really a shame that some of our athletes were disqualified from the Olympics for reasons that are not
self-made reasons.
Self-made reasons. I was really looking forward to seeing at least a gold medal at this Olympics because I like watching Nigerian athletes and I don't think we're going to get a medal this year.
Really sad, I must say. I really hope that the lessons from all of this can be learned so that, next time we'll have a very good representation as far as the Olympic is concerned. But let's go straight to what's happening. Now, when the European Super League was mentioned sometimes in the year, there were lots of controversy. The English fan even went out, protest, all the English clubs pulled out and the likes. But Real Madrid, Barcelona and Juventus say they will continue with plans for a European Super League, claiming to have successfully agreed against any punishment by UEFA. Now, a joint statement from the three clubs said a court decision last week Friday means European football's governing body have an obligation to they don't have any reason to, one, punish them and to stop the league from going on. What does this mean for you? It's for me personally, I think the English club probably chickened out too early. But it looks like Real Madrid and the likes, they have an edge now.
Well, first, what I feel about the European Super League was that the clubs in particular felt, especially Real Madrid, they felt that UEFA had too much power in the Champions League. Like how to sign players, how much money you are making, and they didn't like that.
And how much to spend with the UEFA fair play rule and all of that.
This past coronavirus pandemic, Real Madrid go into debt, and they needed this Super League for them to balance their books and make some money. The British bank JP Morgan is the one funding this European Super League, and they are offered every club that are involved in it at least 350 million.
That's a whooping sum of money, and really, Banefo, I think this is really not fair for football, because if you have some selected few getting, for agreeing to be a member, don't forget that it's not even a prize money. It's to say, I am in line with the Super League, you are given this money, and you now have an extra spending power to sign players. How is that fair on other clubs?
It's not fair. That was why the English fans were protesting against it. We saw somebody climb the stadium at Old Trafford because of that, because they were protesting. And this Super League, the clubs there are all superpower clubs that they all gang up together to make the Super League.
So you think to strangle the other lower clubs?
Strangle the lower clubs that are coming up. Or they said they will only invite 2 clubs from other associations. Doesn't make sense to me, but I would have actually liked to see Super League go on. I wanted to see how it was going to.
I was going to ask you if you wouldn't want to see Super League. Come on, imagine season after season you see selected clubs like, for instance, in England you have Manchester City, Manchester United, Arsenal, and maybe Chelsea in Super League. Liverpool, I beg your pardon, Liverpool. I didn't leave you out. All right, you have these 5 clubs. Now in Spain you have Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and probably Barcelona. Now in Italy you have AC Milan. AC Milan were part of that deal as well. AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Juventus. In France, maybe you have PSG and which other firepower. Monaco used to be strong. Lyon used to be strong. So if you look at how this is affecting football, but really, I think UEFA have got a point by saying, look, this would be very unfair on football. Money will be one-sided. But it is what it is. Let's see how well this would go. We don't know if this will last, or if we don't know if this league will even going to kick off. But let me even ask you, do you think English teams, the likes of Arsenal, Man U, and the likes who pulled out, do you think they want to sign on again?
Well, when they see the amount of money going into the Super League, they will also want to join in. That's what I feel.
All right.
Because once you join, you are guaranteed 250 million pounds, which can enable you to sign as many players as you like. And I don't think there's a financial fair play rule on the Super League, which is lucrative.
Yeah, very true. And I'm sure sponsors are also looking forward to the Super League, because the Super League will have the biggest players in football. And the truth is that I think it would crash either Europa League or UEFA Champions League.
Let me ask you something. Would you like to see Real Madrid versus Barcelona every week? That's why people don't really like it.
No, so the Super League is going to be played on the league format, a home and away, where you have, if there are 15, the 15 team plays everybody. It's not like Champions League format where you have groups. But you have a league where you play Real Madrid today, tomorrow you play Inter Milan, next tomorrow, and you play home and away format. So it's not going to be like a normal league format. So personally, I don't think I'll be bored. I want to see Ronaldo play every week. I want to see Messi. I want to see some of those big stars play every week. That's what Super League will bring. I know UEFA will not like this at this part. Now let's talk about some transfer stories making the rounds at this time. Now England captain Harry Kane will tell Tottenham Hotspurs he wants to join Manchester City when the 28-year-old holds talks with the club this week. It's going to be a crunchy tie. Now, there's another story to that where Manchester City is saying that once they get Jack Grealish, that deal with Harry Kane would be dropped. And personally, I think at this point, Harry Kane should think of his future. He's 28. Tottenham Hotspur, with due respect for him, doesn't look like a club that can win at least the Premier League next season or UEFA Champions League. What's your take? Do you think he should stay back or move to Man City?
Well, I've been following Harry Kane for a long time, since he made his debut in 2014 for Tottenham when he was wearing the number 18 shirt. He has done a lot for the club. He's the English captain and he's still yet to win a trophy. He has won the Golden Boot 3 times for Tottenham. He just won the most assists and Golden Boot last season. He was at the Euros as the English captain and he has yet to win a trophy. He has lost how many finals at Tottenham, and now Man City are calling for him.
He even lost with England. I tell you.
It's a course following him. And now Manchester City are primed to win the Champions League. They want to win the Champions League. And last season, they played without a striker. I think a striker cost them the Champions League final last season. Yes,
I agree.
Once they get Harry Kane, I feel they are going to win the Champions League. Because the league for Man City now is just...
It's becoming like a cliche where that City or Chelsea will win the league in England.
Man City are turned the English Premier League to a farmers league now. Every season they win it. So, and they need the Champions League that they are focusing on. And that way they need Harry Kane to come in.
So Harry Kane most likely will have a strong talk, and I must tell you that one of the most difficult person to negotiate with in England is Daniel Levy, the owner of the owner of Tottenham Hotspur. We saw how the negotiation went with what's his name again, Luka Modric. Modric's tone at the point was very frustrating. He had to stop training before that deal was sanctioned. Gareth Bale wasn't very easy. They came. Real Madrid were ready to splash the money, and all those things shows you that he already knows what to expect with Daniel Levy. It looks most likely that this window may not be possible because the league starts in barely 2 weeks' time. So it's going to be a really strong talks with the management if he must leave. Now, let's also tell you that Atletico Madrid have moved ahead of Arsenal in the race to sign Inter Milan's 23-year-old Argentine striker Lautaro Martinez, who is valued at around 90 million euros. Now, for Arsenal, I don't get shocked when people overtake Arsenal in signing players. Arsenal, for me, don't look like that team that is very serious, especially with some people thinking that their coach is using Arsenal as a learning curve.
Well, Lautaro Martinez, I've watched him play at Inter. He's Lukaku's partner in crime. He scores goals too. He makes assists. He's like a younger Alexis Sanchez when he was in his prime. Arsenal right now, they are building for the future. They are signing players.
Which future? How long will they build for the future?
It's a process.
How many years will the process take?
As the Arsenal fans say, trust the process. There's a process going on. Well, I watched Arsenal's friendly game against Chelsea last week, and I saw what the Arsenal captain Aubameyang missed. He missed a one-on-one, the sitter that he would have scored 2 or 3 years ago. So I feel that Arsenal need a young striker who is hungry, who has the fuel in his legs to run around. Aubameyang is getting old. He's 32 now, and I don't see him getting any better. Lacazette, on the other hand, doesn't look like he wants to be at the club. So Arsenal need a striker that will take them to the next level, which I feel that if they get that Lautaro Martinez, they will make it to the Champions League. I feel that.
But definitely not a Champions League sport. All right, when the season ends, I'll play this tape again from Banefo to know that, impossible is nothing as far as football is concerned. Thank you very much for coming on the show today.
It's been nice being here. Thank you.
Now, with that, the wrap on our show today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. But don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms currently displaying on your screen right now. Now, to watch repeat episode of this program, go to our YouTube channel on Sport Pizza. Now, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. On behalf of our production crew, thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.